up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with this horrific story, you guys. So this is a story of this mother. I think she lives in Detroit. She was homeless and she was living out of her van, and 2 of her children died inside the van from hypothermia. And so she's talking and she's going to tell the story. There's a lot of moving parts to all of this, but we're going to kind of go through it and then we're going to talk about it. And I want to get y'all thoughts on this particular story. Let's get into it. Here we go.
I lost the one who made me a mother. I lost a 2-year-old. I'm dying inside. It hurt. I feel like my heart is breaking. And I have 2 more kids to live for.
It's been a long journey for Tatiana Williams with an even tougher battle ahead. She spent the last 3 months living in a van with her children.
And I regret having to sleep out there so bad. I tell them I'm sorry, but I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me.
1 a.m. on Monday morning, they parked at the Hollywood Greektown Casino parking garage in below freezing temps. Overnight, the car ran out of gas, and the next day, her 9-year-old son was not breathing.
I tried to give him CPR, and I was just giving him CPR. I just kept saying, Fetty, don't leave me.
She says she reached.
Now, before we move on, because this is, I'm assuming, the child's father, because she said she tried to get in contact with people, you know, to let them know the situation, to get help. The father of the child said that wasn't the case, but you know, there was so much speculation in this case. People were wondering, well, why would you just, and of course she was homeless living in her van, and she said she ran out of gas, but a lot of people were saying, why didn't you go to a shelter? They talked to the shelter officials and people were saying that she did reach out, but I guess nothing became of it. Did she actually go to the shelter? There's a lot of people weighing in on this in many different ways. Some people are like, well, listen, you could have went to a lobby of a hotel, or you could have went to somewhere just to get your kids out of the cold, you know, instead of just sitting there and allowing something like this to happen, that there could have been other options that she could have taken to save her kids' lives. Now, I don't know what was going on in her mind, but I was just thinking, as a mother, in those type of frigid conditions, if I was homeless with my kids, I would try to do something to get them out of that type of environment. People were saying, hey, could she have gotten some extra blankets, you know, really got some extra clothing or some things for the kids. Some people were allegedly speculating that the kids barely had on any clothes. I don't know if that's the case, but there was speculation about that the kids barely had clothing on, and that could have led to the hypothermia. I don't know, but I thought this case was very interesting and very sad, to say the least. And I just think that this was just a tragic story that some believe could have been avoided. Some people are speculating and saying that this could have been avoided. I don't know. This is crazy. But this is, I don't know if this is both of the children's dad or what, but he speaks out because she said she couldn't get any help or anything, and he's saying something else. But let's listen.
Out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to?
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, that's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't.
In a press conference, the mayor and...
So basically he was saying that he had to work. He couldn't get the kids, but his family, she could have reached out to the family and could have brought the kids there. And he's saying that she did not disclose to him that she was homeless. And a lot of people were in the comments saying she didn't have to say what the reasons were, but I'm like, maybe you did, because if it was this is a real tragic situation, and if you're going to be homeless and it's super cold outside, that could definitely be a threat to you and the safety of your kids. So you have to say what it is. Hey, I don't have a place for the kids to go. It's about to be freezing out here. Can you take them, or can your family take them? Somebody, just to get them out of this weather, because you don't want anything to happen to them. So people were, going back and forth about that. I don't know. I just think as a mother, I would have definitely found a way to get my kids out of the streets in that frigid weather, because I know that could be life-threatening. I don't care. If I had to do something, I would have found some type of way to get my kids out of that situation, because we know that could be tragic, and it ended up being that way. But let's continue.
City leaders confirmed that Tatiana did call the city's homeless response team back in November, but nothing ever came of it.
At least as far as we've been able to determine so far, the family never called back again for service.
Now, this is a GoFundMe that was set up for her. So they had raised about $51,235. But it says the organizer has currently disabled new donations to this fundraiser. And I'm not sure. I'm thinking they're saying that this case is still under investigation. They're trying to really get to the bottom of what really happened. If there was foul play, or if this was really a mistake, or what. But this is, I don't know. Some people are calling it neglect. Oh, this is unfortunate, child. Now, shout out to Celebrity, because she posted this. This was not too long after the passing of her kids. They showed this video of her, having a good time, and people were like, okay, what's wrong with her having a good time and having fun and all of that? And this was not long after her 2 kids passed away. I try to be sensitive with these types of things. This is why I don't like to cover these stories, because every time it's dealing with kids, it's always a sensitive thing. I just try to put myself in a position of a mother who was going through something like this. And, and I know everybody is different, because I know people are going to say everybody is different, but I just couldn't fathom partying. That would be the furthest thing on my mind after a tragedy like that. I don't think I would be in a mind state of being able to have a good time and party and have fun, knowing that my 2 kids have suffered. You know what I'm saying? And I just already just thinking of the idea of them suffering, knowing that if we're homeless and we're out here and it's going to be freezing, my first instinct, I would have to get my kids, we would have to get somewhere. I have to borrow some money or whatever, get a hotel, do something to get my kids out of that weather. That's the first thing I'm saying. I would have found something. But then on top of that, with this happening, I couldn't fathom partying and having a good time. My brain, I would be a wreck. I would be a hot mess. I couldn't fathom something like that happening. So just a short time after you're able to, have fun is just interesting to me. I'll just say interesting, because I don't, everybody is different, but I just know I couldn't do it. So as a mother, I couldn't, I mean, Lord, I just couldn't imagine. So I don't know. It's a little sus to me. I ain't gonna lie. It is. Let's continue.
Life-changing gift for a mother who lost her 2 children to hypothermia while living in a van earlier this month. This afternoon, her family has a new place to call home. It's all thanks to the City of Detroit and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries. Tatiana Williams has been living in a shelter for the past few weeks. Now she and her family have a home free of charge for a year. CBS News Detroit's Gino Vici got an exclusive look at the new home and spoke to the family about this new lease on life.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, Tatiana Williams was living inside of her van with her children, parked here inside the Hollywood Casino parking garage. Now, thanks to the City of Detroit and the Detroit Rescue Mission, she has a new home and new opportunities in life.
I love the house. I actually like it, and I think it's wonderful.
Tatiana Williams with a reason to smile today. She and her family were gifted a new home weeks after losing her 2 children to hypothermia, 9-year-old Darnell and 2-year-old Amila. Williams says she thinks about them all the time.
It's a lot that I'm going through right now, so this means a lot. This kind of makes me happy, because I was kind of sad today. I've been having a rough day all day today.
We were saddened by hearing about what happened, and we decided to put things in action, not to talk about it.
Chad Audi, the president and CEO of Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, decided to coordinate with the city to provide the home free for 1 year and fully furnished and filled with food.
So we prepared this house that we owned as Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries. We had to fix it, prep it, furnish it, and then give them a good start so they don't have to go one day with no food or being outside at all anymore.
Deputy Mayor Malia Howard, alongside Police Commissioners Darrell Woods and Tamara Smith and Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, gave Williams a good start by offering a blessing and a prayer once Williams got the keys to her new home.
And we ask it in Jesus' name.
Something Williams says she is forever grateful for.
So I'm kind of happy. I might not look like it, but I am. So I really appreciate everything everybody done for me here.
So, people were talking about this clip, and I think it's a beautiful thing that people reached out to actually help her, get a place to stay for her kids, because she has 2 other kids. But there are a lot of people in the comments who were like, why is it that women who are struggling with, raising their kids, why isn't any assistance for people who are working and taking care of their kids, but they having a hard time and maybe homeless? Why did it have to take a woman whose kids, passed away in an extreme situation to get help, when there are a lot of working mothers out here who are homeless with their kids and they can't get any help? So I thought that was an interesting point, to bring up, that because it had to be a tragic situation for you to help that person. But there are a lot of other women out here who are working hard and taking care of their kids and not putting their kids in harmful situations, who may need a little boost or a little assistance as well. So, I don't know. It's just one of these situations where I feel for the mother, I feel for those kids, but at the same time, you can't but help that there's something about this story that seems a little fishy. It seems a little like, there was definitely some neglect going on there, because like I said, as a mother, there's no way in my mind that I'm going to sit out in frigid weather with my kids. I'm going to go into some kind of building somewhere. If we got to go into a bathroom lobby or somewhere and try to stay there to keep warm or ask for help or do something. And then people will always, well, you're not in that person's shoes. No, I'm not, but I am a mother and I understand what could happen. And before I let that happen, before I let something happen to my child on my watch, even if we were homeless, I'm going to figure something out. I'm sorry. If I got to grab my kids up and take them somewhere, you can go into that. People were suggesting all kind of things that she could have done. Look, get up. Don't just sit there and let your kids get in that situation. Or maybe she didn't think that could happen. I don't know. But overall though, it's just a tragic situation. I honestly think it could have been avoided. There could have been something else she could have did, not just sit there all night and then wake up to your children deceased like that. That's got to be a horrible thing. You know what I'm saying? And then shortly after, you're partying and having a good, I couldn't imagine. I'm sorry. I just could not. But I wish the best for her and her other children, because she has 2 other children. Hopefully, she can do better with her life and with the 2 remaining kids. Now she has a place that she can live in and keep her kids warm for a year. They're giving it to her for free. So I guess after that, that's enough time for her to figure out things and get herself together. But listen, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think there was something else going on in this case? Do y'all suspect foul play, or do you think it was just an accident and she didn't realize what was happening? What are your thoughts on this situation? Definitely chime in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content. Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.